So hi everyone, this is Jay, your instructor for computer networks, and in the previous sessions we have discussed what is sliding window protocol. We know that the sliding window protocol has two types, the go back N and the selective repeat. In the last session we have discussed how the go back N work in situation where there is no noise in the channel. It means that when there is no data or acknowledgement loss, and we have also considered one situation when there is a loss of data happens. So when there is a loss of data, we know that the sender will send go back N from the lastly transmitted packet, and it will send the whole frame again. In today's session we are going to see what happens when the acknowledgement is lost. So let's see. So this is the example of the go back N. We know that in the go back N protocol, N is the size of the sender's window. So right now the size of the sender window is 3, and always receiver's window will be 1. We can see that the receiver's window is at 0. Now we know that the position of the receiver's window tells us that which packet receiver is expecting next. So right now receiver is expecting 0 packet next, and the host A will send 3 packets 0, 1 and 2. So packet 0 is sent by A and B will receive the packet 0. As the B receives packet 0, the window will slide from 0 to 1. So now B is expecting packet 1 for the next time. Then A will send the next packet, which is packet 1. B receives the packet 1 that it was expecting. So as it receives the packet 1, the window will slide to 2. So next time it is expecting packet 2. And A will send the next packet, which is packet 2, and B will receive the packet 2, and as it receives the packet 2, the window will slide from 2 to 3. Then after some time the B will send the acknowledgement for the packet it has received the first, which is the packet 0. So for the packet 0 it will send the acknowledgement, which is ACK 1. The acknowledgement number is always 1 greater than the sequence number of the received packet. So received packet is 0, so acknowledgement is ACK 1. As device A receives the ACK 1, it thinks that okay, the packet 0 which was sent earlier is received by the device B successfully, so A's window will slide. So A will send the next packet, that is packet 3, and as the B receives packet 3 which it was expecting, so the window at the receiver side will slide to 4. So current position of the sender's window tells us that how many packets are in transmission currently, and those packets are not acknowledged yet. So how many packets are in transmission currently? The packet 1, 2 and 3. And we can clearly see that we have not received any acknowledgement for packet 1, 2 and 3. Device A has not received any acknowledgement. Then B will send the acknowledgement for the received packet 1, that is ACK 2. As A receives the ACK 2, it finds that okay, the packet 1 is delivered successfully, so the window at the sender's side will slide, and A will send the next packet, which is packet 4. Then after, B's window will also slide, and now it is expecting packet 5 for the next time. Then A will receive the next acknowledgement for the packet 2, which is ACK 3, and as A receives the ACK 3, the window will slide. So after some time A will send the next packet in the sequence, which is packet 5, and the packet 5 was expected by the device B, so as B receives the packet 5, window will slide to 6. So you can see that B is expecting packet 6 next time, and current position of sender's window is at 3, 4 and 5. So packet 3, 4 and 5 are in transmission currently, and for those packets A has not received any acknowledgement yet. So B will send the acknowledgement for the packet 3, which is ACK 4. And suppose ACK 4 is lost in the channel. So ACK 4 is not received by host A. So as host A doesn't get any acknowledgement 4, the window will not slide. So you can see that device A is still expecting the acknowledgement 4. So after some time, B will send the next acknowledgement for the packet 4, which is ACK5. So when host A receives ACK5, it will think that, okay, the acknowledgement 5 is received, but still device A is expecting the acknowledgement 4, which is the acknowledgement for the packet 3. Because the acknowledgement for the packet 3 is not received, so window at the sender side will not slide and it will remain at the same position. And after some time, the acknowledgement 6 will be sent by B, and again still it is not the ACK4, so window will stay there. So you can clearly understand that the sender's window will stuck here and it will not move until the acknowledgement 4 is received. We know that this is the ARQ. It means that after sending every packet, there is a timer. So the A will wait for the ACK4 for the fixed amount of time. And if it doesn't receive any acknowledgement for the packet 3, it will send all the packets again. And we know that it is the go back n protocol. A will go back n step for the lastly transmitted packet and it will send whole frame again. This is go back 3. It means that A will go back 3 steps from the lastly transmitted packet and it will send the whole frame again. So which packet was sent lastly? The packet 5. So A will move 3 steps back. It means 5, 4 and 3. And from 3 it will send all the packets again. So A will send the packet 3 again. B will receive the packet 3, but it is expecting the packet 6. So when B receives the packet 3, it will think that, okay, this packet is already received by me and I am receiving this packet again. B will also think that I am receiving this packet again because there might be a possibility that the sender has not received acknowledgement. So B will simply discard this packet because it has already received this packet, but B will send the acknowledgement for this packet, that is ACK4. Then A will send the next packet, which is packet 4. Again B is expecting packet 6 and it is getting packet 4, and because this packet is already received by itself, so it will discard that packet and it will send the acknowledgement. And again the next packet will be sent by A, and that is packet 5, and B will send the acknowledgement, that is ACK6. So this happens when the acknowledgement is lost in the go back n. So these are the takeaways for the go back n. These points should be remembered by you. So in the go back n, the sender's window size is n and the receiver's window size is always 1, right? So n can be any number, sender's window size can be 5, 7, 9, any n number, totally dependent on the size and the capacity of the sender, but the receiver's window will always be 1. In the go back n, it does not accept corrupted frame and it discards them. So when B receives any corrupted frame, it will simply discard them. So how A got to know that its frame is received corruptly? So A will not get any acknowledgement for that particular frame, so A will send the whole frame again. The go back n does not accept out of order frame and it silently discards them. And the go back n leads to retransmission of the entire window if any frame or no acknowledgement is received, right? So this is how the go back n works. Now let's discuss the stop and wait and the sliding window protocol. In the stop and wait protocol, sender will send every packet, and after sending every packet, it will wait for the acknowledgement from the receiver side. In the sliding window protocol, we are able to send more than one frame at a time. Okay, so that is the advantage of the sliding window protocol, that it introduces pipelining. In the stop and wait protocol, the efficiency is very less. Why efficiency is very less? Because every time after sending packet, we are waiting for acknowledgement. And if receiver is very slow, we will receive acknowledgement after so much delay, and that will create very slow communication. But the efficiency of the sliding window is better because we are sending multiple packets at a time. The sender's window size in the stop and wait is 1 because we are sending one packet at a time. But the sender's window size of sliding window protocol is n. We can send n packets at a time. Receiver's window size of stop and wait is 1, and in the sliding window the receiver's window can be 1 or n depending on what type of sliding window protocol it is. So for the go back n, the receiver's window is 1, and for the selective repeat it is n. In stop and wait protocol, sorting is not necessary because we are sending packets one by one, but in the sliding window the sorting may be or may not be necessary. So in the go back n, sorting is not necessary because receiver's window is 1, but in the selective repeat we will see that the sorting is necessary. And the stop and wait is the half duplex, so at a time sender can send packet and at a time sender can receive a packet. But the sliding window protocol is full duplex, so we can send and receive packet at the same time. So this is it for the today's session, and in the next lecture we will discuss the second type of the sliding window protocol, that is selective repeat. And thank you so much.